A lot of people who have been very vocal about COVID-19 and against the agenda have mentioned population control. We know that Bill Gates and his wife have said publicly that we need to reduce the world population by 3 billion people. But let's look, right? Economy shut down, borders closed, people are losing their jobs, you cannot socialize how you used to socialize, your children are not in school. Good? Amongst other things. Total cases of COVID-19 up to the time that I started this live. Cases, 130,418,399. Total cases. From last year, March, to now. That is 1 year. Good? Nice. Deaths over the last year, from March 2020 to now, 2,843,644. That is, deaths to cases is less than 3%. I thought it was 4%. It is less than 3%. So less than 3% of people who have COVID-19 have died. Of that figure, they had underlying health issues like diabetes, heart problems, kidney problem, etc., 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 hypertension, you name it. A lot of those cases. No autopsies have been done. Therefore, there is no way to properly establish if they actually died from complications due to COVID-19 or lack of care for the underlying health issues having contracted COVID-19. There is no way to establish that because the people who are in charge of that data, they in charge it alone. So even of that $2.8 million, that 2.8 million death figure, we still cannot establish if these people actually died from COVID-19 or complications due to COVID-19. But let's work with it as if COVID-19 did kill 2.8 million people. We work with that figure. That represents less than 3%. Less than 3%. Is that a reason to shut down the global economy? Is that a reason for the world to be in the position where it is today with lockdowns? Is that a reason for a mass vaccination drive to vaccinate people? Less than 3% of cases? But hold on, let's go one more. World population. The world population up to the time that I did this live is just under 7.9 billion people. You want to tell me? 7.9 billion people make up the world population. I'm going to make sure my laptop on for this. Right, good. The meter's still moving. So, out of 7.9 billion people that make up the world population, good? We have 2,843,644 deaths globally. That figure, as it relates to the world population of 7.9 billion people, represents way less than 1%. So, globally, 0.00026, I believe, deaths have taken place into, that's the percentage. 0.0026 is the percentage of deaths to world population. Because lest we forget, this 2.8 million figure of deaths from COVID-19 is a global statistic. So we must check that against the global population, the world population, which is 7.9 billion people, not just against how many people get COVID-19 or how many cases of COVID-19 it have, because even those cases could be inflated because of false positives. Right? Nice. So we vaccinated the whole world, man, for a virus globally with a 0.0026% mortality rate. Let me put this down now. Let me flip my camera. I'll show you something. Let me pick up my laptop. I'll show you something. Let me flip my camera for you. Nice. You see this? The current world population. This is what I was just telling you about. 7.856, so just short of 7.9 billion people, right? Good. This is what I want you to pay attention to. You see the amount of people born this year? This year, 35,134,190 or 200 and something thousand, 200 whatever. 35.1 million. You see how many deaths we've had this year? 14.7 million deaths. 14.7 million deaths. The population growth this year is 20.3 million people. But here's the interesting stat I want you to look at. This one. Deaths this year. Watch our figure good. Deaths this year. 14,750,255 or 56 people. So I ask you now. That's this year. This year. From January 2021 to April 2nd, 2021. This year. January, February, March, and we're now in April. So for the first quarter, right, of 2021, globally, you have had 14,750,000 deaths. What is the first statistic I showed you in terms of deaths? 2.8 million. From March 2020 to today, COVID-19 deaths, 2,800,000. January 21st to March 31st or April 1st or 2nd or whatever timeline you want to use, 2021, over a 3-month period, we have had 14,750,000 deaths globally. But the world shut down for COVID-19. That making sense to you? 14 million deaths in 3 months. 2.8 million deaths over a year. That making sense to you? That making sense to all, yeah? Seriously. And they come in with this mass vaccination. Well, I'm telling all this straight. I just saw a report where another woman, a healthcare worker, was given the vaccine. But she come and test positive for COVID. She getting a test every week because she's a healthcare worker. Never had COVID. As she get the vaccine, she COVID-19 positive. I spoke to a doctor in Atlanta a few weeks ago and she revealed a lot of things to me. And I'm just looking on right now. But I'll tell you this. For those of you who believe what they're telling you, well, yes, well, you could still get the virus after you vaccinate, and you can still spread it after you vaccinate. And the vaccine is really to strengthen you in order for your body to handle the virus, right? Fine. But once again, you're dealing with a virus with a 0.0026% mortality rate globally. So why go through all that trouble? You know what I was trying to figure out? Doctors say now, well, we have to work to find out why it is people contracting the virus after they've been fully vaccinated. You know why they're doing that now? Because they bypass the initial testing stages and they shorten the period, they shorten it drastically, and they cut through all the red tape to create this vaccine to give you. Right? So now they're using you as a guinea pig, and depending on your side effects and other things that happen to you, now they're looking to find out why this happened and why this didn't happen. You understand? I come in there. Right, why this happened and why this didn't happen. Now they're looking to do it. Because they didn't go through the proper stages of testing this vaccine. Now, if you want to believe that this vaccine is the greatest thing, and what they are telling you is 100% factual and safe, how come Pfizer CEO ain't take the vaccine yet? Pfizer CEO said he's 56 and in good health, so he don't need to take it. So if you are 35 and in good health, why it is you taking it? If you are 52 and in good health, why it is you need to take it? If you are 23 and in good health, why do you need to take it? If you have a 9-year-old child and your 9-year-old child is perfectly fine and in good health, why does your child need to take COVID-19 vaccination? When the CEO of Pfizer is telling you he's 56 years old, in good health, so he don't need to take it. Elon Musk was asked the same question a few weeks ago on if he's been vaccinated. He said, no, I won't be vaccinated myself. I won't be getting any vaccine. When they asked Elon Musk, why is he not taking the vaccine? He said, well, I'm so-and-so age and I'm in good health. I don't need to take it. Give it to the old people. Give it to the elderly. They are the ones who need it. When they asked him, he said, but yeah, in some cases, some of these elderly people died. He said, well, everybody are dead. That's what he said. You could go and look for it. You could go and search it. Go and hear it with your own ears. Don't study what I'm telling you. But here's the thing that I can't understand. Are we so stupid? Are we so blind? Are we in so much fear that we are willing to easily trust our old slave masters?